standpoint, just the chance to tip the ball up in the air and play the game that all of them love so much. And so Coach Nutt said he's ready to go along with his assistant coach, Jordan Bailey. And we're going to hear from Dr. Casey Model on PA in just a moment, introducing the starting lineups. And we'll, of course, have the national anthem as well. There's no fans in attendance. You have just a couple of folks scattered in the seats, maybe camera folks or photographers. And then, of course, our crew and other media members are spaced out throughout Bill Vining Arena as well. So, again, as we said, Casey Model introducing the starting lineups. Don't have those on the stats just yet. Number 5, Jordan West. Jeff Morgan is in his 28th season as the head coach of Harding. Can you believe that? What a stretch it has been for him. Number 14, Amir Ahmedic, also a starter. And number 24, Ramiro Santiago. Number 3, Romeo Harvey. And also number 15, Stetson Smithson. That's the starting lineup for Jeff Morgan. Again, in his 28th season, assistant coach Ray Lynn Woods. And a record of 2-2 for the Harding Bisons. Now the starting lineups for Ouachita Baptist. First starter for Ouachita, Davion Bankston. Wearing number 22, Bankston, a 6'6", 180-pound junior from Little Rock at forward. Also DJ Kane, the 6'1" junior from Round Rock, Texas at guard. Next starter, Lawrence Nero, the 6'2" senior from Hot Springs, Arkansas at Lake Hamilton at guard. And it sure is good to see Matt Stanley back. The senior had an injury a year ago. The 6'8" senior from Cabot, Arkansas starting. And then as we mentioned a moment ago, senior number 21, Kendarius Smith. Most of the time they just call him KD, the 6'2" senior from Conway. Ouachita on the home whites and Harding in those black uniforms. It will be jumping for Harding, Amir Ahmedic, and Ouachita will have Davion Bankston. We're glad you're with us. Michael Westbrook here from way up high, but it's a beautiful view and a great view for basketball. We are ready to go. Referee talking over a couple of final instructions. And the opening tip pulled down by Stanley. So Ouachita coming directly towards our broadcast view site as we broadcast from where the band would normally be set up. But you still got the great side view from the camera. Kane down on the baseline, and Stanley had it poked free. Out of bounds. DJ Kane out of bounds. Turnover for Ouachita on their first possession. They'll bring a little bit of pressure. See if they decide to pressure Harding much throughout this one. Right to the rim and blocked. A block by Davion Bankston. So Harding showing some aggression early on, trying to get to the rim, and Ouachita rejects it. Back out top, down to the baseline. Nero might have had a seam to the baseline, but decided to go back out instead. Trying to work it inside to the big man, the 6'8" senior Stanley. Pushes his way in and drops it in. It's Ouachita's first 2 points here at Bill Vining Arena in 2021. See what Harding has here, trying to get to the rim as well with Ahmedic, and an offensive foul called. Stanley takes the charge. First team foul. Ahmedic picks up that one. We'll keep you up with scores from around the conference as well throughout this one. Thanks for watching us today on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. KD Smith swings it back over to the wing. Now down near the block, back out to Smith. Stanley will set a screen for him. KD rolls off of that, hangs in the air just a bit, floats one up and in. KD Smith's first 2 points. And Harding yet to score. Ouachita leads 4-0 with just About 2 minutes in. Turnover there for Harding. We'll give it back to the Tigers. So we told you these two played to start the year in Searcy. It was an 84-77 Harding win. Harding set the tone early, outscoring Ouachita in the first half, 47-39, and able to hold on to the victory. Swing pass underneath to the cross-court baseline. Now here's Smith working his way in, pull up 16-footer, too hard off the back iron, has his own rebound. A fresh shot clock for the Ouachita Tigers. Nero working on Medic. Stanley is going to fire a three. He can't get that one to go. Ouachita crashes the boards again. And a third opportunity for the Tigers, but we have a whistle first. Check the shot clock perhaps. And it appears that was the case, so Ouachita will get to inbound. And they have the shot clock at 18. Stanley up top doing a lot of trying to work him from the top of the key down to the low block. A long three, Nero off the front iron, and three opportunities at the glass for Ouachita, and they cannot score. So Harding has it, Romeo Harvey. Harding still looking for their first basket. Amir Ahmedic will work it back out top to Santiago. He goes on the drive, lost the handle on it, traveled in fact. Another turnover for Harding gives the ball back to Ouachita. Romeo Harvey averaging 20 points a game in 4 games for Harding this year. Look for him for Harding, 17 points for Santiago. Underneath, how about that move? What a play, Davion Bankston. He went up once, then kind of held it at the rim, went back while all in the air, and Ouachita has a 6-0 lead. Pass deep into the corner, West controls it. Good defense from Ouachita in the early going. Backdoor cut, floats it high off the glass and in. That's Santiago, just mentioning him a moment ago. Averaging 17 a game on 47% shooting. He's gone 25 of 53 in 4 games, and so got to keep an eye on him. He's going to be out on the court a lot, plays 34 minutes of contest. Smith weaving his way inside, will give to Bankston instead. Bankston not the best look that time, kind of fading away, and an easy rebound for Harding. 6-2 Ouachita, inside 16 to play, opening frame. And there's a three from the corner, and Stetson Smithson makes it a 1-point game. Been quite some time since Ouachita has been out on the court. You wonder how much fatigue will play a factor in this one, but I have a feeling when they've been able to practice, they've conditioned. There's a three from DJ Kane. I guess you hope some of these guys are going to run the Ouachita Hills on their own, maybe out of nature. I don't know. Foul in the paint is going to, I believe, maybe send Romeo Harvey to the line. We'll see if that was on the floor or not. Bring us to our first media timeout.
And we have a media timeout.
So we will be back in just a moment. Ouachita 9, Harding 5 with 15-14 to play. First half action. Back in a moment. This is the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. Nine to 5 in the early going. Ouachita with the lead on Harding. A couple of numbers in the early going for you. Davion Bankston with 2. DJ Kane has 3. And KD Smith also with 2. Still working on getting our live stats up and running for you today. Well, it's been a while since we have been here at Bill Vining Arena. It is always great to be back here. I nearly missed the exit on the way up here. Here is Smith. It had been so long. Smith takes it to the rim, little contact, no foul. It's out of bounds, and Harding will take it. So we do thank you for being with us today. It's a brand new production truck transmitting this signal across YouTube today, and students from the Ouachita Communications Department working their first game of the year, basketball game. They have done a few other events as well. So hang with us through some of the glitches and technical issues, but we do hope to have this running smoothly before too long and make it one of the premier broadcasts for you here in the Great American Conference. On the drive, Ouachita's got the easy two. Give DJ Kane another basket. And Nero trying to come up with a steal, won't have it there. Another three. This one goes too strong from Harding Smithson. He hit from that same spot a little bit earlier. Was that Van Landingham? Excuse me, Van Landingham in the game now. And now Nero is going to try to dial up a three. How about not try? How about yes? He hits that one, and Harding wants to take a timeout. 14-5. Quite the different story. We'll just stay right here. Quite the different story from Ouachita in this one from how the season began. Again, we told you they were down in the first half against Harding. And playing pretty well right now. In that one, Katie Smith went for 17 in 25 minutes of action. Madarius Hobson had 15 points, 16 from Leon Kalinic. We haven't seen Hobson or Kalinic just yet, so that tells you that Coach Nutt has some players off the bench and some depth that he can turn to this season. And in some ways, he's always had depth, but maybe just not, the last couple of years, not quite performing off the bench. And so now we're going to see a couple of those bench players come in, one of them being number 13, Jacob Street. He's a sharp shooter, 6'5", 199-pound junior from Nacogdoches, Texas. Smith still out on the floor. We also see Xavier Hall. Team was big on him a year ago as a freshman. 6'4" guard out of Dermott, Arkansas. And it's 14-5 Ouachita as play resumes. Harding in control. That is Van Landingham with it. Out to the outside, a three, misses short from Ramiro Santiago, who's been held somewhat in check here in the first 7 minutes or so. Watch out there, Smith. Almost lost it. Baseline jumper, too strong from Xavier Hall. Drive to the rim there, we've got a whistle. Well, the whistles just don't even quite sound the same, you know, without the fans. But maybe they're maybe they're not blowing the whistle as hard. They don't have to. Or it could be that I'm way up here. That's probably more what it is. Or it's this fancy new headset I'm wearing. I really appreciate that. So Harvey going to the line, Romeo Harvey. And his numbers this season, a good free throw shooter. He's been there quite a bit, in fact. 23 of 26 entering this game, 88.5%. Alex Scariolo will take the floor, the redshirt freshman from Spain for Ouachita. And we are also going to see Marvin Williams-Dunn. He is a freshman from Auckland, New Zealand. They have the international players for Ouachita this year. We've had some in the past, but quite a few this year. Official stops play. Ouachita will re-inbound. Tyler Moore takes the floor for Harding. Moore is a junior out of Little Rock, 6'7" forward. And we're seeing Harding here, 14-5 in a full court press. See, that should be 14-6 if they counted that first free throw. (14-7) even, I think. I have to check on that. Yeah, 14-7. He made them both. So Ouachita still doubling up Harding, 14-7. K.D. Smith on the wing, looking for some help. Street will swing it. Now Williams Dunn steps inside with that Euro step, partially blocked, taken by Santiago. He's on the move. You don't want to get him going. And now Van Landingham works it over to Harvey. Looking for a screen. He's going to step back on the baseline three, and tipped by a Harding player. That was Morgan into the hands of Smith. And Smith lost the basketball, but who's going to come up with it is the question. Should be out of bounds off of Harding. Good call by the official. And Ouachita has it. K.D. Smith from the corner. Offensive board, that's Hall. Can he go right back up with it? He'll have a shot rejected. Moore stays with him, and Moore's going to end up winning that battle. Saw Harding on the first drive go right to the rim, had their shot rejected. Let's see if they try to work it back inside some more. They do, but Moore has his shot partially blocked perhaps, and now a three from Jacob Street. Off the back iron, an offensive rebound. Ouachita has crashed the offensive glass in a strong way so far in the first half, as we're now inside 12 minutes in this first frame. Hall, better shot opportunity there. He was set, he was wide open, and they're just not falling right now. Officials stopping play. And let's see, the shot clock was down to 8. That need to be reset. Let's see, they let the players come in, they do. Reset that to 20. It should bring us to the media as well. So we will be back in just a moment. 11:49 to play, opening half. Ouachita still leads 14-7 against Harding. Back in a moment, it's the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. At the under 12 media timeout, Ouachita 14, Harding 7 with 11:49 to play, to be exact, here in the first half from Bill Vining Arena in Arkadelphia on the campus of Ouachita Baptist. Michael Westbrook with you. Thanks for being with us. Good start from the Tigers in their home opener. Delayed start to the home opener, but playing well. Could use a bucket here, though. Going to have a 3 attempt, and that one will not fall. DJ Kane sitting on 5 points. Threes have not gone down for Ouachita today. Don't know how long they'll stick with that. Of course, right now you've got Stanley out of the game, somewhat small lineup, and there's a basket for Medic. Try to get our live stats going for you as well. I know I missed one Ouachita point earlier, so we'll get that updated for you at halftime. Had to dust off the old face shield and get back to it, but a little rusty myself. 3 from Harding, it's good. It is good from Jordan West. And so Harding has hit a couple of big threes to kind of creep back in, and they're right in it now. Last 5 from Harding to make it a 2-point game. To the baseline, we got a hand check foul as Street made his way into the rim. That's on Davis Morgan. Imagine that name Morgan sounds familiar. The 6'6", 200-pound sophomore from Searcy out of Harding. Harding Academy, I should say. Now with Harding. And I did not confirm, but with Jeff Morgan being there 28 years, I don't know if that's his son or a nephew, but I imagine they're related.
That is his first personal foul and Harding's third team
I should
foul
do better. I should know that.
To the line for the Tigers, number 12, Alex Scariolo.
Scariolo to the line. And he gets the and one there. (17-12), I believe our score. We'll get that updated down on press row, I think, here in a minute. There we go. Turnover from Harding. Yeah, see, sometimes you just use your intuition, you take a guess. Pretty easy to call that one, but I've got it on good authority that Davis Morgan is the son of Coach Jeff Morgan. Big special shout out to the commissioner, Will Pruitt, who is listening in. I am sure he's got some screens set up, monitors set up, perusing the landscape of the Great American Conference today. Maybe kicked back in a recliner. I don't know. I don't know if Livy allows that to happen or not, but I just know he's got to be so excited to see games being played. It's going to be a busy spring for a lot of folks, but we will take it. Good hands there to knock that one away. Xavier Hall, and Harding has it. Plenty of time, 19 to shoot in a 17-12 game. 9:47 to play first half. West will inbound. Almedic, he'll take a shot from anywhere, but he likes it inside. That one taken away as he tried to send it inside. Now a three from the corner. And Ouachita continues to miss from outside. Scariolo this time. Fast break the other way by Harvey. Missed that shot. Ball loose. Ouachita comes up with it for a moment. But that should be Tiger basketball out of bounds off of Harvey. Back in the game for Harding, Santiago. Ramiro Santiago. Marvin Williams-Dunn will run the offense for Ouachita. 5-point advantage. Oh, almost a double dribble there by DJ Kane. And almost a backcourt violation as well. Ouachita a little bit out of sorts right now. Kane's going to get called for a turnover there. Never officially saw the travel signal. I guess that's what that was, right? Now 9 minutes to play in the first half. Quick drive to the baseline. Another drive to the baseline. An extra pass. Wide open man for Harding. It doesn't go down for Morgan. Offensive putback is good. That's Santiago with 4 now. Kane with 5. Up top, guarded by Morgan. Ouachita content to send basically all 5 players outside around the perimeter and try to get some one-on-one. I guess they're anticipating that Harding's going to clamp down on them and open up something outside, but Harding is kind of taking them one-on-one, and then the shots aren't falling for Ouachita when they do get that outside look. Got a foul underneath against Jacob Street reaching in.
Foul on the Tigers, number 13, Jacob Street.
First foul on Street.
Personal foul, 32 match Stanley.
Third team foul for Ouachita. Matt Stanley is back in. Davion Bankston returns.
In for Harding, number 3,
Romeo Harvey is back in as well. He'll replace Morgan. Nearing 8 minutes to play in the opening half. Ouachita had a 7-point lead at 14-7. And since then, they've been outscored 7-3 in the last 4 minutes of action. Well, a hook shot won't go, but a tap back in does. And they'll give the basket to Ramiro Santiago. Harding is within one. Ouachita needs some points on this possession. Looking at Scariolo to Stanley. He'll spin, rejected from behind, fouled. Medic over to the referee to say what, but he's called for the foul, and that brings us to the timeout. Second foul on Medic brings us to the media timeout. 7:26 to play, opening half. Ouachita 17, Harding 16. Be back in just a moment. This is the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. .726 to play in the first half from Bill Vining Arena this afternoon, where it's 17-16. Making sure I'm properly masked up and all of that. I'm way up here by myself, folks. I had the mask off for just a moment, and then all of a sudden a photographer comes out, but I think we're going to leave it like this for the photograph. So, yes, this is a first. On the air, I'm telling you I'm being photographed. That has never happened. I don't know why. I started out in radio. I had a face for radio, guys, okay? But, you know, anyway. 7:26 to go here, and Stanley at the free throw line. I do have the shield. I've been going back and forth with Adam, testing things out today. Safely as possible, of course. And Stanley goes 1 of 2. Had the first round of the vaccine yesterday. Two-point Ouachita lead. And that's going to be on the line, I think. Maybe the ref was going to give him a 3, but it doesn't go anyway, so we don't have to worry about that.
Michael, just a reminder that the score plug is not working, so you may have to give them score updates more often than normal.
So 18-16. Ouachita leading, but they're going to have a chance to tie this thing up at the free throw line as Ramiro Santiago is fouled.
It's the second personal foul, Ouachita's 15th foul of the half.
Already told you
Number 24, Ramiro Santiago.
about his offensive output. Santiago averaging 17 points a game. But he, like his teammate we mentioned a moment ago, Harvey, he doesn't quite get to the free throw line as much. Santiago's only been there 10 times, making 6 of them, and he does make that first one. One for 2. Stanley, an offensive rebound. Ouachita, as we said earlier, has done a good job on the offensive glass. Stanley pass across, taken away by Santiago. Algo tries to leave it on an alley-oop there from Jordan West, who could not handle it. Tigers back the other way. Smith almost out of bounds with it. Now up top, we got a lot of contact, and they'll call an offensive foul on DJ Kane.
Charlie foul on the Tigers, number 23, DJ Kane. That's his first personal foul, and Ouachita's 16th foul of the half.
Told you at the top today that Southern Arkansas and Henderson played a little bit earlier today because there were no women's basketball games in the state of Arkansas in the GAC. That one went to SAU by the final of 68-66. They had a good game, but Mule Riders hold on to beat the Reddies 68-66. Get you some other scores at halftime. What a good game we've got going here. Trying to hang in the air is Davion Bankston. Draws the contact and will go to the line. Seen that from him a couple of times already today.
42, Tyler Moore. That is his first
First foul on Tyler Moore.
Shooting two for Ouachita, number 22, Davion Bankston.
Bankston's free throw is up and in. Bankston 2 for 2 there. 3-point Ouachita advantage, 20-17. They lead Harding. Oh, slip and slide there, and Ouachita comes away with it. Can they get out on the break? Nero, layup good. Off of the pass from Stanley. All that set up by Ouachita getting down, getting the basketball when it was loose after the Harding player slipped. In so many ways, I would say this is kind of like the Ouachita basketball team we've seen in the last couple of years. Coach Nutt staying with his style, wants to grind it out, wants to get offensive rebounds, wants to limit the opportunities for the opponent, and not afraid to run the shot clock down on offense. And although I don't know here, looks like Smith thought about trying to go to the rim. An offensive foul a minute ago on Harding. And now a traveling violation on Ouachita. Morgan back in, Smithson goes out. He's got two fouls. Now Morgan thought about it, pump fake, drives in from the free throw line, will kick to the corner, halfway down and out for West. West tries to save it, can't do so. Harding's schedule this year, they started the year, of course, against Ouachita, January 7th. They won 84-77. Had a 10-point win over Henderson. They've played all 4 of their games at home. It's their first road test of the season. They'll stay with Ouachita, plenty of time, 19 on the shot clock. Lost to Southern Arkansas on the 16th, 81-53. And lost to Monticello by double digits, 77-66. A couple of nights ago. Nearing 4 minutes to play in the first half, Stanley just lost it. And that's going to be a breakaway the other direction for Harvey. Romeo Harvey has the easy basket. So Stanley going against Tyler Moore. Let's see what that matchup looks like. Stanley will set a screen and be called for an illegal screen. Off comes the mask for Xavier Hall, and he's going to come in for Stanley.
His third personal foul, and Ouachita 17 foul and a half. Checking out for Ouachita, 32, Max Stanley. Subbing in number 1, Xavier Hall.
3 fouls on Stanley. Not what they wanted from the big man from Cabot. Well, he'll be on the bench for the rest of the first half. Morgan chases down the loose ball. A look inside, not there. 22-19, Ouachita with the lead on Harding. And here's a takeaway. That's Davion Bankston. Can he get to the rim? Can't finish, but he's fouled. And so Davion Bankston will go to the line.
Foul on the license, number 24,
Ramiro Santiago, his first personal foul. And we've got the final media timeout of the first half. 3:53 to play in the opening frame. Ouachita 22, Harding 19. Back in a moment. This is the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
I've heard people say Ouachita, Ouachita. Ouachita.
Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Ouachita.
Ouachita.
How would you pronounce it?
Ouachita.
Ouachita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Ouachita, people. It's Ouachita.
Pronounced Ouachita, folks. I love that commercial. 3:53 to play, opening half from Bill Vining Arena. 22-19 our score. A hello to you wherever you are listening in. Without the fans, we know the importance of the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. So thanks so much for being with us. And if you don't know, I promise I won't do this every game, but a big hello to Holt Ames Westbrook. My wife and I had our first child June 4th of 2020, and I understand that he is watching the broadcast. Maybe not exactly understanding what's going on, but got to say hello to Holt. Almost 8 months old now.
To the line for the Tigers, number 22, Davion Bankston.
Davion Bankston going to the line. Bankston, big deep breath, but can't get that one to go. Bankston only one free throw attempt so far in the 2 games that Ouachita played, and he goes 1 of 2 at the line. It's 5 for Davion Bankston. Morgan gives way to Harvey. And now Harvey gonna step back, drop in a 3. Orange shoes and all, Romeo Harvey connects. And he's up to 7 here in the first half. A guy that you just cannot let get out of control because he can score some points in a hurry. Good pressure back near half court. Ouachita out of sync. Plenty of time though, 15 to shoot. Nero looking for a screen from Hall. Will go back the other direction. And they get him on the cut. Nope. Instead, out a 3. Too hard off the back iron, DJ Kane. We don't have the live stats up and running, but got to tell you, Ouachita is just not hitting from outside right now. We'll get those numbers for you at the break. 3 goes for Harding, and that is the Harding way, is it not? We've seen 3s from all sides of the court, and they have taken the lead at 25-23 on some hot shooting here in the last 5 to 6 minutes. Bison on top. Good defense as well. Should be somebody open. They do find the man in the corner. 3 is short from Nero. And a rebound by Harvey. Whoa, travel there. Yep, officials got that one. Turnover on Harding. That's one of those where Cooper Van Landingham, the sophomore from San Antonio out of Clark High School, he was so wide open, knew that all he had to do was just put his feet on the ground. He could take that shot, but traveled instead. A 2 would tie it, a 3 would go ahead for Ouachita. And trapped deep in the corner. KD Smith has to burn a Ouachita timeout, but they got that one to use here in the first half. We'll keep it right here. 2:06 to play in the first half, and so 25-23. Harding has taken the lead on a couple of long shots late. Timeout from Ouachita as the defensive intensity is also picked up for the Harding Bison. And early on, it was Ouachita setting the tone on defense, blocking some shots inside, trapping. But as the game has progressed, Harding has gotten a bit stronger in the first half. Timeout is over. Ouachita has Lawrence Nero back out on the court, along with Davion Bankston, DJ Kane, and KD Smith. Nero will inbound. Kane, a junior out of Round Rock, Texas. Big on him this season. See what he's got maybe here on this possession. Looking for him in the corner and set to Smith. KD Smith looking for 1,000 points for his Ouachita career. He's going to have to score quite a bit, but he could get there. Entered the season with 800. at the shot clock buzzer. The putback is good for Xavier Hall, and we got a player down for the Tigers. Tying the game at 25 is Hall, but that is Nero. Teammate Bankston pushing on his foot. Hoping that's a cramp of some sort. Obviously not an ankle injury to be pushing on his leg that much. Coach Dennis Nutt, athletic training staff out there on the court as well. You can hear everything in the gym, folks. Allison Frizzell-Kaiser, the head volleyball coach, is wiping up the perspiration that landed on the hardwood. And I think they call their young lady, I think she may have said her age down there. I'm not sure. I would never say it, but 25 all, near a minute and a half to play in the first half. Harvey can't get that one to go this time, but an offensive putback. Jordan West, wow. Well, that's one of those, it just falls right into your lap. You're in the right place at the right time, and it's an easy 2 points. Harding goes up by 2 for the second time in the first half. Hall looks underneath to the cutter. Slam dunk for Davion Bankston. And the fake fans roar in silence. Less than a minute to go here. That one's not going to fall from the top of the key for Santiago. Uh-oh, he almost had a flight again, but instead a turnover as Bankston tried to pass it underneath the Hall, and he wasn't ready for it. 20 on the shot clock, 38 left in the first half. Ouachita should get the ball back. See what Harding has here in a tie game. Penetration in the paint and a foul will be called on Alex Scariolo. Scariolo, the junior redshirt freshman, or the guard redshirt freshman from Bella, Spain. 1-1 for Santiago on the 8th team foul for the Ouachita Tigers. One more coming for Santiago, 11 points. Santiago got both to go, so a little bit of full court press. Yeah, all out full court press now from Harding. And so 1 second is the difference between our game clock and our shot clock here. To the baseline, Bankston sends it to the corner. Now to Scariolo. Around the back dribble to free some space. Good. Scariolo with 5. We're down to 7 seconds to go in the first half. A tie game at 29. Harvey with 2, backs out, long 3 for Harvey. That's short, and that is the end of the first half. Despite no horn, there's the horn, red light came on. And so how about this? Ouachita was up 14-7 at one point in the first half, got outscored 7-3 over a stretch of about 4 or 5 minutes, then kind of played back and forth a little bit. And we are all knotted up at 29 at the break. We will have the scores from around the Great American Conference. We'll give you the first half numbers as well on the halftime show when we come back. 29 all, Ouachita and Harding all tied up. This is the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Play at a higher level today. Play together, be a unit, and let's do this.
Welcome back to Bill Vining Arena at the halftime. We're all knotted up at 29 in the home opener for the Ouachita Tigers. 29 all against Harding. Let's look over some of the first half numbers. And we'll start first with the Harding stats. 10 of 24 from the floor, 4 of 13 from three-point range. And it seems as if there were more than that went down for Harding. But actually not that great from a three-point range. 5 of 6 at the free throw line. They had 6 offensive rebounds, 12 on the defensive glass for a total of 18, 4 assists, 13 turnovers. That seems about right for Harding, as they were plagued by turnovers early on. 2 steals and 1 block shot. And so Amir Ahmedic, in 9 minutes of action in the first half, 2 points. He had 3 turnovers and 1 assist, 1 rebound. Romeo Harvey, 7 points and 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 turnovers. Jordan West in 13 minutes of first half action, 7 points, and he did commit 3 fouls. Now, our sports information director did inform me that he has been dealing with some live stat issues, so he wanted me to mention Thomas Donnelly that they have maybe a few statistical errors here, but we'll give you what we think we can. Cooper Van Landingham has just played just a little bit, and he's got just 1 assist. So that's pretty much the numbers for this Harding team. Again, 29 points at the first half, and there's also lots of other games going on in the Great American Conference. Of course, we got this one here at Bill Vining Arena, and Arkansas Monticello is at Arkansas Tech, 24-23 at the break. Oklahoma Baptist at Southeastern in Durant. Oklahoma Baptist with the lead in that one. That score is 35-28. We told you about Henderson. They won earlier today in Magnolia at Southern Arkansas, 68-66. Excuse me, that was SAU who won, over Henderson, 68-66. And East Central at Southwestern. They've got about 5 minutes to go in the first, and it's a pretty high-scoring game there. Southwestern, boy, they have really proven to be a pretty good team this year, and they've been able to get a lot of games in. They lead 42-30. There's your Great American Conference scores on the men's side, and then you may have noticed there was one game missing there. Northwestern Southern Nazarene was canceled today, so no score to report there, with that one not being played. Here is the Ouachita first half numbers. Davion Bankston, 7 points with 3 rebounds in 12 minutes of play on 2 of 3 shooting, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. He does have 3 fouls. That sidelined him quite a bit. And he has 3 steals, 1 block shot. Matt Stanley played 8 minutes and 45 seconds. He's also in foul trouble. No fouls for Bankston, but 3 fouls for Matt Stanley in 8 minutes, 45 seconds of play. 1 of 2 from the floor, 0 of 1 from three-point range, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He has 3 points and 2 rebounds, 3 turnovers. Lawrence Nero, 13 minutes of play, 2 of 5 from the floor, 1 of 3 from three-point range. He has 5 points and 1 rebound. And Kendarius Smith has played nearly 15 minutes of the first half, 1 of 4 from the floor. I would imagine you've got to get KD Smith going a little bit more in the second half for Ouachita to be successful. 2 points for Smith, and he does have 3 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 turnover. DJ Kane has played 18 minutes and 19 seconds of the first half. He has 5 points and 1 rebound, 2 assists and 2 steals. Xavier Hall has played 10:44 of the first half. He's 1 of 4 from the floor, 2 points and 3 rebounds. Jacob Street, 8 minutes so far in the first half, and he's got 1 steal. Marvin Williams-Dunn played 6:48 of the first half, and Alex Scariolo played 6:48 as well. He had 5 points off the bench and 1 rebound. Ouachita as a team, 11 of 30 from the floor, 2 of 14 from three-point range, 5 of 7 from the free throw line, 15 total rebounds. They have 3 assists, 7 turnovers, and 7 steals. And we're all knotted up at 29 at halftime. Tigers have 11 points off of turnovers. Harding with 2 points in the paint. Tigers lead that category 14-10. Second chance points. Harding with the advantage there, despite the fact that Ouachita did so well on the offensive glass in the first half. So look for that in the second half as well. Tigers had a 9-point lead with 14:12 to go in the first half. That was their largest lead. Harding has had a 2-point lead on 2 different occasions. So we have about 5 minutes to go until the start of the second half. We'll take a break, and when we come back, it's half number 2, Ouachita at home for the first time in the 2021 season, looking for a win here at Bill Vining Arena against Harding. Back in a moment on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can. And then they push harder, because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for. Because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
$29 all at halftime between Ouachita and Harding. Should be in store for a good, fun second half between these two teams, playing even so far. Let's look ahead at the schedules for the two teams as the way it is laid out right now. You never know what will happen, but Ouachita at Henderson Monday night across the street, and then on January the 28th at Arkansas Tech in Russellville. Back home a week from today against Arkansas Monticello, bringing the Weevils to town for a 4 o'clock contest here in Arkadelphia. Then February 4th at Southern Arkansas and February 6th at Harding. And February 8th we will be here on a Monday night, hopefully against Henderson, to bring you that one. That's a little bit of the schedule over the next couple of weeks. For Ouachita, well, they have a matchup scheduled with Arkansas Tech on Monday, their rivalry, of course. Monday nights being used as the rivalry night. And then Southern Arkansas is their next opponent after that in Magnolia on January 28th. They'll play at Henderson on the 30th. So a trip back down to Arkadelphia for Harding a week from today as well. They'll be over there across the street taking on the Reddies. And that's some of their action they have coming up. Just about ready to get this second half started. For those who are wondering, the safety protocols are in full effect here. The teams have their seats spread out. They even have a secondary set of seats for the players who are on the floor at the time when a timeout is called. They go over to another area to kind of space things out. And you've got just a couple of people down on the main scorers table. You've got sports information across the way on the other side. You've got some cameras spaced out in the stands. And Billy Morgan, Scott Good of the Harding Sports Network, they're over to my left, but a long way off for the Harding broadcast. And we're up here in the top of the stands where the band would normally be. But again, no fans, no band, and you sure miss that in this type of arena, because Bill Vining It can get loud on you, but it is kind of fun to hear all the squeaks of the shoes and all of the, well, international flavor to some extent out there. A lot of international players on the court, so hearing some good accents, which I normally don't quite get to take in. Drive in by K.D. Smith, mentioned him at the break, have to get him involved. And I think he knew it too, so K.D. Smith gets that too. Ouachita back up on top. Harding tries to change it on a three. Won't go. Smith the rebound off the miss from West. Ouachita started off hot in the first 5 minutes of the contest. Will they do that again here in the second half? That seems to be determined, and so far so good. Seems to be they will. Davion Bankston all the way to the rim, and one coming his way. Bankston with 9 points. Davis Morgan is going to come back out onto the court pretty quickly here in the second half, replacing Smithson, who just picked up his 3rd personal foul. It's an and one chance here for Bankston. Junior forward out of Little Rock, but a transfer from NOC Tonkawa. And what happened there? I do not know what happened there. I was just saying how I could hear everything. So Harding's going to have it. Amir Ahmedic is going to go ahead and go back to the bench as well. So a short stint for him here in the second half. And 2 subs have already come into the game for Harding a minute into the second half. Ouachita with a 5-point lead. And will they call a charge? They will. Probably help sell it a little bit. K.D. Smith by screaming, but nonetheless, a charge called. If that was the NBA, you'd be close to that lower semicircle there. Foul on West, his first. So Lawrence Nero on the floor along with DJ Kane for Ouachita. The guards up top. You got K.D. Smith, as we mentioned. You've already heard from Bankston. And Matt Stanley is on the floor. Smith tries to lob it. Knocked free by Smithson. Harding takes it over on a Ouachita turnover. We got an alley-oop the other direction. West able to get Smithson at the rim, and he had an easy 2. 5 for Stetson Smithson. Nero working it over to Smith inside. Bankston will leave underneath for Stanley. He's fouled. Stanley probably wishes he could have that one back to finish that one. Put the foul on Santiago, his 2nd. Stanley gets the first one. One more for the big man. He goes 1 of 2 at the line this time. Stanley in the 2 games had only 3 free throw attempts coming into today's action. So when you only play 2 games through 20 plus days, not a lot of chances so far for Ouachita. There's a 3 dialed up by Davis Morgan, his first points. And that is what Harding can do. They're so deadly from downtown. They can get back into a game in a hurry. They trail by 1, 35-34. Davion Bankston will set a screen now for Kane. Back to Bankston, wide open, is going to end up traveling with it. My goodness. That's not what he wanted there. It's one of those situations so wide open, you wonder what do you do. And he saw a path to the lane, so he tried to go baseline, but traveled first. Just about 3 minutes into the second half. And we got a player down. They will call an offensive foul on Harvey. Calls a tripping, and it was the official from the far side of the court right there in front of Coach Morgan. So Coach Morgan got to have a word with him on their way back down the court. Foul called on Romeo Harvey. It's 29 all at halftime. Ouachita leading by 1 here, 35-34. Nero up high, gives to Kane. And they continue to work it around the perimeter with the guards with 10 to shoot for the Tigers. Lob to Stanley against the smaller defender, and he goes around Morgan and scores. Matt Stanley saw the mismatch, took advantage of it. He's got 6. 3 from the corner, won't go. Following his shot was Jordan West, but it's KD Smith with the rebound, and now an alley-oop, and it just won't go, but a finish by Nero, who threw the alley-oop. That's not too often you see that. Nero goes and cleans it up. Intended for Bankston, he couldn't finish. And now just a quick, easy 3 there from Stetson Smithson. Well, that's one of those you just kind of roll off of a screen. You think, all right, I got this. And he did. Ouachita by 2, 39-37. Inside 16 to play in the second half. Kane drives, steps back, in trouble. Out to Stanley, swings it around. Now a look to the inside. Instead to Smith, 15-footer from the right elbow with 3 on the shot clock. Harding with the rebound. Harvey has it, and Harding looking to push. Have not seen just a whole lot of fast break situations in this game. Harvey takes it from one side of the court to the other. Had enough of a step in front of his defender there and buries a 3, and Harding goes back up by 1, 40-39. Drive down the edge of the paint. Ball is loose in the lane. Bankston cannot control it. Harding picks it up. They're on the move again. Santiago steps past his defender and scores. And you kind of could see that coming. Coach Dennis Nutt will take a timeout. Harding is on top by 3. We'll take it as well. 42-39, Ouachita trails. Back in a moment. This is the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
I've heard people say Ouachita.
Ouachita. Ouachita.
Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Ouachita.
Ouachita.
Ouachita. How would you pronounce it?
Ouachita.
Ouachita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Ouachita, people. It's Ouachita.
Ouachita.
Ouachita started off the second half strong. Harding has come on even stronger in the last 2.5 minutes, and the Bison have a lead on the Tigers, 42-39 with 14:55 to play second half, as we're just getting this second half underway from Bill Vining Arena. Told you about the secondary bench location for the Ouachita Tigers. They jump up off of that space, and the athletic trainers go out and again doing some work cleaning up over there. So lots of folks making this happen this year, that's for sure. And boy, those athletic trainers, they deserve a lot of credit for what they're doing. Keep everybody as healthy as possible. Got my temperature checked on the way in, filled out the form as well. No entry without it. 3-point game, Ouachita in possession. Scariolo is on the floor for Ouachita for the first time in this second half, and now Nero controls it. He's guarded by Santiago. Nero spins off the Stanley screen. Into the corner, Xavier Hall's 3 misses. Hall, offensive board, right back to the rim, and a 2-hand jam. That gets the PA announcer Casey Modal fired up. 1-point contest. Santiago drives, fouled. He'll have 2. Going to the line for 2 as it did not go in, just did not quite get the roll. Foul on Nero, his second.
Shooting for Harding, number 24, Ramiro Santiago.
So Ramiro Santiago starting to pile up some numbers now. Sitting on 14 still. Jacob Street, Marvin Williams Dunn return to the floor for Ouachita. Stanley will take a seat. And also, I believe that is Davion Bankston who went out. Second free throw is good for Santiago. Leading scorer with 15 points. This is where you have to be careful. Remember, Harding had a strong push at the end of the first half. I know we still got a long way to go till we're at that point, but you just can't let them start defending you the way they have been. You got to find a way to get around them, or else they could start getting some stops and hit some threes and have a big lead before you know it. Ouachita has to stay with them, possession for possession. Scariolo in the paint, he's going to be called for a double dribble. It's a good call. Some contact along the way as well, but he definitely double dribbled with it. Scariolo going to play close on Romeo Harvey. You got Hall guarding Moore, and Xavier Hall will win the battle. Win the battle right there, Xavier Hall. He could earn some playing time on defense. Got to follow your shot there. That one was offline, and Harding has an easy rebound. An array of moves from Harvey. Into the corner, three doesn't go. That was a very quick possession for Harding. Let's see how Ouachita counters it. Again, we know the Tiger style is to slow the game down. Scariolo lost the handle again. He tries to come back up with it, and wow, Harding is going to be given a timeout. Tough to see if he really had a good full possession there, but nonetheless, they do give him a 30-second timeout. We'll stay here at 43-41. We've already had one coach's timeout of the second half, so this one should still just be a 30. And Harding will get to keep the possession. 13-10 to play in the second half. See if we can get you some women's scores from earlier today. It was East Central beating Southwestern. How about that? Southwestern had previously been undefeated in conference play, but 85-75. Again, these are women's scores from earlier today. And it was a 90-66 win for Southern Nazarene over Northwestern. Oklahoma Baptist and Southeastern. How did that one go? It went to the Savage Storm, 65-55. There was no Henderson at SAU, Monticello at Tech, or Harding at Ouachita game. We'll get you some men's scores at the next break. As play resumes, Harding by 2, 43-41. Full-court press from the Tigers, Marvin Williams Dunn. Williams Dunn, we told you about him earlier. The freshman from Auckland, New Zealand is going to be called for a foul there. Reset of the shot clock, and they'll inbound just a little bit farther up the court. Romeo Harvey with 10 points. His teammate Santiago has 15. They're the leading scorers for Harding. They have 25 of the team's 43. Cooper Van Landingham misses the three. I'd said earlier that you feel like Harding's made more threes than what they've actually made, and it may just be that they shoot so many threes. Jacob Street cannot connect from downtown. Offense is geared around good ball handling and good shooting. Foul is on the floor, but the basket does not count. And Ramiro Santiago was fouled. That was DJ Kane who fouled him. 2 on Kane. Inbounds to Santiago. And now another three attempt. It's the second connection for Davis Morgan. And the Harding bench jumps up in celebration. They have a 5-point lead. Exactly what we were talking about here just a moment ago is that if you don't hang with them possession for possession and keep scoring, they will eventually hit 2 or 3 threes in a row and take a lead. Ouachita has not had it from the outside. We've got a foul on the floor down on the baseline. Fouls have been pretty limited in the first half and fairly limited here. Just inside 12 to play, so the media timeout hits at 11:59. Harding with a 5-point lead, 46-41 against Ouachita. We're back in a moment. This is the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level. It was through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC, gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experiences possible.
Crucial point of the game here from Bill Vining Arena. Ouachita's down by 5 against Harding. 5's not much, 2 possessions, but you just never know in a year like we're having and limited opportunities for Ouachita to play games. Got to take advantage of these possessions, get these wins when you can, and not get too far behind this Harding team. Remember, they've already played each other once this year, and that one went to Harding. Promised you some men's scores during the break here. How about Oklahoma Baptist and Southeastern? That one is 52-33. Oklahoma Baptist leads the Savage Storm, and Southeastern just not the same without players like Kevin Buckingham and a slew of others that dominated the league the last couple of years. Monticello and Arkansas Tech. The update on that one is 41-36, Monticello leading. Basket there for the Ouachita Tigers, makes it a 3-point game. Got to lock in and play some defense here over this 4 minutes or so before that next media timeout. Keep it close. Maybe a push-off there by Harvey. No call. Taken away by Jacob Street. Clear lane to the basket. Easy 2. Jacob Street. Traveling violation inside. Ramiro Santiago called for the violation. Jordan West so intent on coming into the game, but he had to tuck his jersey in and take his mask off at the same time. That's pretty tough to do. It's like me going into the store with my keys in my hand, the mask and my phone and my wallet. I just can't figure it out. So he had a little bit of an issue getting the mask off there and the jersey tucked in at the same time, but he's ready. Less than 11 to go now in the second half. And there is West. He was ready. He'll go to the line. Jordan West heading to the line for 2. Scariola called for the foul.
It's his second personal foul.
Should be at the line for 2. Yep, taking everybody a little while to get there. Couple of loud dribbles from West, and that one does not go. 3 of 7 at the free throw line entering today's contest. And 0 for 2 for West. Hall is able to come down with a rebound. Ouachita breaking the other direction, and now we'll slow it down. Hall left wide open from the free throw line. Good. Xavier Hall hits. Ouachita has regained the lead, 47-46 on Harding, 10:34 to play. And a foul up top will be called on Marvin Williams-Dunn. Hand-check foul on the guard up top. His second foul.
That is his third personal foul.
Excuse me, third.
And Ouachita's 15 foul of the half.
5 fouls on Ouachita now. And we got a traveling violation on Harding. A couple of numbers to look at here. Again, the score, the important one, 47-46, Ouachita leads. Tigers are 19 of 44 from the floor, 16 of 35 from the floor for Harding. The Bison are shooting 8 of 21 from three-point range, and Ouachita has made 11% of their three-point attempts. They are 2 of 17. Williams Dunn is really in trouble as he falls down. DJ Kane will secure the basketball with 15 on the shot clock. We've got another foul up top, and so the officials starting to tighten it up just a little bit. Players starting to bang around a little bit more as well. Foul on Tyler Moore. Sixth team foul on Harding. Next one will send Ouachita to the line for a 1-and-1 the rest of the game. Jacob Street has a path to the basket, but blocked out of bounds. Had the first initial step, good help defense on the backside from Harding. And without the ball hitting the rim, the shot clock's at 14. Scariolo up top with 10 to shoot. Now you see Ouachita seems a little bit hesitant to even take the threes. Even Street is running off of the three-point line. That's a shot clock violation. Street had 2 opportunities on that possession for the Tigers. Neither one of them would go, and a good defensive stop really for Harding. Amir Ahmedic is back in. Ahmedic, the senior from Sarajevo, Bosnia, out of Southwest Christian Academy. He's been on the team for Harding for a couple of seasons now. Ramiro Santiago is from Argentina. We have not seen Benkovic from Harding, but he's from Croatia. We told you a lot of foreign-born players in this one today. Scariolo knocking the basketball free. It's out of bounds. Will stay with Harding. Davis Morgan is out. Smithson is back in. He has hit a couple of big three-pointers in this game, but he's also been sidelined some because of foul trouble. Got to get the ball in bounds. Good effort that time by Williams Dunn as he was kind of backpedaling, turning around to find the basketball. Still Harding possession. It's West being guarded by Kane. And now West is going to launch. He gets the bounce. Double digits for Jordan West. West is 3 of 7 from the floor and made 2 three-pointers. Scariolo with the basket and then the flex afterwards. And one opportunity coming for Alex Scariolo.
That is his 4th personal foul, Harding 17 fouls on the half.
I just talked about Ahmedic, some of the players with foul trouble. He's definitely one of them. He picks up his 4th, goes out of the game, and Tyler Moore will replace him.
Alex Scariolo.
Can't complete the and one opportunity. All tied up at 49. It was 29 all at halftime, so not much has been determined here yet, with still a lot of basketball to be played. Good contest here at Bill Vining Arena. Pass off to the cutter, Santiago. Wow, shooter's roll there for Ramiro Santiago. Bounced on the rim a couple of times before it dropped in. And Harding has the lead. Turnover as Stanley could not connect on the low pass. Couldn't quite reach down far enough to get that one. Harvey guarded by Street. Harding works it around the perimeter. Harvey has proven that he can do a step back and shoot from a lot of places on this court. Got to guard him closely. And West will do the same. He hits another 3. Jordan West connects. Well, Cersei's got the momentum. They are up by 5 all of a sudden. 54-49. And West will be called for a foul.
Foul on the Bison This is the second personal foul. Harding's 18th foul on the half. Subbing in for Ouachita, number 21, Katie Smith. Subbing out, number 23, DJ.
Katie Smith back in.
Shooting for Ouachita, number 0.
He had the first 2 points of the second half for Ouachita, but then after that, a little bit quiet. So got to get him going over this last 8 minutes. Free throw's good for Williams Dunn. One more coming his way. First points today for Marvin Williams Dunn, and he'll go 1 of 2 at the line. Ouachita has missed a few there, but offensive rebound, and Jacob Street will put it back in. Romeo Harvey, hard drive in, blocked shot. Street was there and Williams Dunn, and now Street is fouled. Harding has committed their 8th foul, and we've got a media timeout, but when we come back, Ouachita will be at the free throw line with an and one opportunity. 7:41 to play in the second half. Harding 54, Ouachita 52. This is the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
I've heard people say Ouachita.
Ouachita. Ouachita.
Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Ouachita.
Ouachita.
How would you pronounce it?
Ouachita.
Ouachita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Ouachita, people. It's Ouachita.
Well, I think we're all getting settled in here now. Our new locations. I kind of like my spot up here in the rafters. Hang one with my name on it someday. I don't know. 7:41 to play in the second half. They'll put Babb's name up there first. Chris Babb will go up there first. 54 to 52. Harding with the lead. I'm the little guy in this picture. We got all these great producers and directors in the production truck, a part of the Ouachita Communications staff and students, and just a lot of fun to be back working with them again. Of course, as you know, we missed football season, so just hadn't quite been the same, and I was saying I almost missed the exit on the way up here. Been a little while since I'd made my trek up to Arkadelphia, but I did not, and glad to be back. So free throw here for Jacob Street. It's a 1-and-1 situation. He got it. Ouachita could get themselves back in the game perhaps here at the line. That's up and in as well. Kind of wonder what will the strategy be for the Tigers here. The threes are just not going, just not at all. And they've made only 2. They got Stanley in the game, so they have their size out there. They've got some strength in KD Smith. Just got to keep Harding from hitting from outside, so you got to move your feet when you're on the perimeter. Scariolo is guarding Santiago. Good footwork from both sides. Now Harvey escapes the defender and hits. So there it is. When you fly at them, if the offensive player is wise enough to take that extra step, extra dribble, they're going to be wide open. That's what happened there for Harvey, and he's put together a game of 13 points. A 3-point advantage for Harding. Street having a little bit of trouble inside to Stanley now. He should have the advantage there. Moore's playing with a little bit of foul trouble. Second effort for Stanley, perhaps. He's fouled. Story on Stanley several years ago that he was heading to Memphis, and then all of a sudden came back down the interstate and landed with Ouachita. We've been glad to have him here. He got that knee brace on after dealing with the injury a year ago.
In for the Tigers, number 22, Davion Maxson. Subbing out number 13, Jacob Street.
Jacob Street goes out of the game. And Stanley able to connect on that one. We've had folks tuning in from all over the place. Arkansas Tech today, I think, even. And told you about the commissioner earlier. There's Stanley hitting a big three. Matt Stanley giving the room. Oh, excuse me. Harding with that three. I missed that one. Yeah. And West again. Goodness, he has 16 now. And now Williams Dunn will connect back the other way. I was just a play ahead with the wrong guy there. Williams Dunn gets the three. And Danny Prescott also is tuned in today, the former Ouachita volleyball coach. So hello to him. Spinning through the lane, Santiago hits. Offense is picked up from both sides. Less than 6 to play in the game. 62-58 Harding. Bankston over to Williams Dunn inside to Stanley. Here's the thing, if Stanley's going to have the ball inside, that's awesome, but the other guy's got to move around a little bit, or he's got to finish like he did there, and he did. Maybe Stanley can start to get some baskets to fall inside. 2-point game. Stanley will have to pick up underneath, and he had to step up and guard Harvey. He did his best there, but it left Tyler Moore open. And Moore connects. 64-60 Harding leading. About to hit 5 to play in the second half from Bill Vining Arena. Scariolo hangs in the air. Skip pass over to Williams Dunn. They're looking for Stanley again. Can't find him this time. And 10 to shoot. A traveling violation against Alex Scariolo.
Subbing in for Harding, number 14, Amir Medic. Subbing out, number 42, Tyler Moore.
Amir Ahmedic is back in with his 4 fouls. And now Scariolo will guard Santiago. Four-point game. Nobody's really led by that many. Harding had a decent lead in the first half. They were up by 9, 6 minutes into the game. But it's been a 1, 2, 3 possession contest throughout this entire second half. Harding dialing up another 3. Stetson Smithson misses. And a rebound by Smith. K.D. Smith with just 4 points, and he's not getting many shot opportunities. But there's Davion Bankston, who had a fairly strong first half, connecting from 3-point range. Ouachita needed that one, just the 3rd 3-point make of the entire afternoon. Romeo Harvey. Long 3, straight away, top of the key, good. Well, Harding continues to hit from the outside. They are now 12 of 26 from 3-point range, bringing that percentage up to 46%. We all know they will take those shots. Bankston from the baseline. Back-to-back baskets for Davion Bankston from that end of the court. Down on the baseline, 1 of 3, the other of 2. We've got a 2-point game. Harding on top. Another 3 launched by West, halfway down and out. Ouachita needs the rebound, can't get it. Santiago finds the open man, Smithson. Pass across to Ahmedic, and the ball loose. It'll be Ouachita's basketball.
And we've got a media timeout. Tiger Nation Ouachita Athletics would like to thank the following sponsors for providing the pregame meal.
And our final media timeout, 3:25 to play, 67-65 Harding. We're back in a moment on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
20 minutes of action today for Stanley. He's been in a little bit of foul trouble, but they're going to need him here down the stretch. You might be looking for the services of Leon Kalinic, the sophomore from Croatia, who made a big impact a year ago, but he is sidelined today, as I imagine you might hear throughout the season for various reasons. So 2-point game, 3:25 to go. We're coming down to the crunch time here from Bill Vining Arena. And Harding leads 67-65. So much here for Ouachita. Well, one, you don't want to lose to Harding twice in your first 3 games that you get to play. You don't want to lose your home opener. You want to get that first win of the season. So all of that is on the line here today for Ouachita. Marvin Williams-Dunn will bring the ball across the half-court line for Ouachita. He is joined by Davion Bankston, who has team's last 5 points. Stanley is also out there. K.D. Smith just too strong. Put back in by Davion Bankston. So we've seen him off on the left baseline. This time he came from our right, my right, and able to clean up the glass and put another 2 in to tie it at 67. And now Bankston, can he come up with a steal cleanly? He can. Got a man to beat there. Will give to his teammate instead. And 2 free throws coming for DJ Kane. Well, I got to say, that was pretty good there from Bankston to just remain in some sort of control. Did not pick up a foul. Able to hold on to the basketball. Realized at the last minute he had a teammate who might have a better look than him. And so the junior Kane to the line for 2. Ouachita cannot go back on top. Will stay tied at 67 on the miss. Bankston looked like he was grimacing there a bit as he walked back down the court. Hopefully he's okay. 1 for 2 for Kane. He might have just got knocked around a little bit up in the air down by the rim on that last play. Down to 2:45 to go. Where will Harding go for offense? They've got so many shooters, but they got Minich on the inside. It's going to be Santiago spinning his way to the rim. A rare look for Ramiro Santiago, who has hit some big baskets, but hasn't exactly been able to get all the way to the rim like that too often. Stanley telegraphed that pass. It was knocked free, and we got a traveling violation. Yep, it's a good call there. Harding was just a little bit antsy trying to get down the court and travel. Stanley, Kane, Smith, Williams-Dunn, and Bankston, the 5 on the floor for Ouachita. Harvey is out there. West is out there for Harding along with Santiago. Davis Morgan is there, and Minich. Blocked out of bounds, 19 on the shot clock for the Tigers with 2:06 to play. Might try to get Stanley cutting. Nope, they're going to go to Stanley outside. Stanley over to DJ Kane, back to Stanley, cutting, blocking foul, and 1 opportunity for Matt Stanley. Ouachita back on top, 70-69.
Harding number 4, Davis Morgan. That is his 3rd personal foul.
Big basket for Stanley.
Shooting for Ouachita, number 32, Matt Stanley.
I've got Stanley with 15 on that make. We had some issues with our live stats earlier. They've got him with 12. We'll go with my number for now. And it's a 2-point Ouachita lead. A little shot clock issue there again. Probably 2 seconds or so should come off the clock. This is what I've always wondered here. When that happens, okay, they did, yeah, I think they did actually bump the shot clock down. They got it right. It looked like it was going to stay at 30 for a minute. A 3 from Santiago. 24 now for Santiago. K.D. Smith should be an easy 2, a little one-handed floater, but he couldn't quite finish. Offensive rebound. Big offensive board there, but lost in the middle of the lane. Taken away by West. He'll give to Harvey. Back to West. Lets the defender fly by, open, and Bankston the rebound. 1:14 to play. It's a 1-point game. Harding has the lead, 72-71. We're in for a fun finish here at Bill Vining Arena. To the baseline, Kane, contact, basket, good. DJ Kane hits the basket, A timeout by Ouachita with 58.1 remaining. The Tigers back on top, 73-72. Let's give you some numbers here. As you see that replay, a couple of numbers from the team. Ouachita shooting 48% for the game, 4 of 19 from three-point range, 13 of 20 from the free throw line. They've got 30 rebounds, out-rebounding Harding today. 13 of those coming on the offensive glass. There's been 10 lead changes in this game. You would imagine that with the close game that we have here. Harding's 26 of 50. They are 52% from the floor, 46% from three-point range. They have hit 10 more three-pointers than the Ouachita Tigers today, and yet only lead by 1. 6 of 10 from the free throw line. They have 25 rebounds. Not only has the game been had a lead change 10 times, we've had 7 ties. That's how close it's been. And we are a long way from a 29-29 score at the first half break. The offenses have exploded here in the second half. 73-72. The quiet gym as you hear that basketball bounce with every dribble. Ball lost, out of bounds, should be off of Harding. Officials do call it that way. Santiago, a crucial turnover, and Harding will full court press. 47.1 to play. Tigers by 1. Basket goes a long way to secure a win here. Williams Dunn out in front to K.D. Smith with 40 seconds remaining. Smith double team. Ouachita looking to run as much clock as they possibly can. We're down to 34 seconds left. Here's Williams Dunn. He's doubled up. Shot clock's down to 10, 27 seconds left in the game. Kane underneath. He finds K.D. Smith, and he missed the close one, but it's going to work to his advantage. He makes the basket, and he's going to the line for one more. K.D. Smith missed the bunny at the rim, stayed with it, and on the putback, he's going to the line for a three-point play with 21.8 to play.
K.D. Smith.
Took another half second off the clock as well. And we have a Harding timeout this time. We'll still go ahead and just stay right here. My goodness, what a pass. Good look, finding Smith. And K.D. Smith, think about this. He had the first basket of the second half for Ouachita. Don't know if that one will be the last or not, as you saw the replay, but for right now, he's got the last basket of the half for Ouachita. And to say this free throw is crucial would be an understatement. As Harding can launch from anywhere on the floor in a three-point game. Well, you'd rather it just be 4 right now. So also consider this. Ouachita, according to the scoreboard, has only committed 5 fouls. Harding has committed 10. So if Ouachita gets in a bind, if that is accurate, they could foul one more time and it would not put Harding at the line. Don't know if that was discussed or not. Right now it's probably more about just locking down and playing some defense after the free throw. By the way, Santiago called for his 3rd foul. The free throw is good from K.D. Smith, and it's a 4-point game at 76-72. Here comes Harding. Romeo Harvey, 17 seconds to play. Off of a screen, works it up top. Morgan drives in, long 2. Davis Morgan hits the long 2. Exactly 10 seconds to play, and K.D. Smith is fouled once again. And he is a good free throw shooter, so Ouachita got the ball to the right man. How about that? Davis Morgan steps inside the three-point line, gives himself a little bit better percentage of a shot, knocks it down, and it's back to a 2-point game, and Harding extends the game at least for one more possession. Double bonus situation. K.D. Smith will be at the line for 2. Senior out of Conway, back to the line. He's got the last 4 points for the Ouachita Tigers, and they're back up by 3. That's important, and this one is too.
Timeout.
Now a timeout by 28th-year head coach Jeff Morgan. Similar to that trying to ice the kicker method, perhaps. Wants to see if he can slow down the momentum of K.D. Smith, but he's also got to think about some strategy here now, because if it goes in and you're down 4, 8 seconds left, you got to get the ball down the court and take the 3. Not really enough time to try to extend it one more possession with a 2. And if it doesn't go in, well then they have a little more time to work with. But Smith will be at the line when when play resumes here. 8 seconds to go. Impressive by Ouachita here in the last just couple of minutes, just fighting every possession, hitting some big baskets. You got to give credit to Davion Bankston. He had a stretch of 5 points in a row that was key to the Tigers staying ahead. And now it's old reliable K.D. Smith down the stretch. Wouldn't expect it any other way. So the Tigers are going to return with Marvin Williams-Dunn, Matt Stanley, Davion Bankston. Looks like Stanley and Bankston will go back near half court, maybe even farther. The other guys might join them as well. Always found this to be interesting here, because you are essentially saying if it's missed, Harding has free reign to get the ball to half court. But they have confidence in K.D. Smith. Nobody else on the line for the Tigers. K.D. Smith, he hits! 78-74 Ouachita with 8 seconds to play. One more stop from the Tigers. All they need, Harvey to half court with 4. Harvey with 3 seconds. Harvey steps through, leaves it over to Minich. It's an air ball. The Ouachita Tigers win their home opener over Harding, 78-74. How about that down the stretch from your Ouachita Tigers? Let's go back and track a little play-by-play for you here. With 1:44 to go, Harding had a lead, 72-71, and they would score only 2 more points over the final 144. Meanwhile, Ouachita would score 7 points, and most of those coming from K.D. Smith. So that was after a big free throw from Matt Stanley. In fact, at the 2-minute mark, that really kind of gave the Tigers an advantage. And from that point on, at 70-69, it was Ouachita over the final 2 minutes, able to pull through. We'll give you just a final numbers before we close this one out. Let's look at some of these team numbers first. Again, the big one that matters the most. Ouachita wins 78-74 for their first victory. And now the two teams are 1-1 against each other this year. From the floor, Ouachita went 29 of 60. That's 48.3%. 4 of 19 from three-point range. They were 16 of 23 at the free throw line, but some big ones down the stretch from K.D. Smith. 70% from the free throw line for the Tigers today. They out-rebound Harding 31-25. They had 14 offensive boards. And for Harding, 27 of 52. They shoot just at 52%. 14 of 31 from three-point range, and 6 of 10 at the free throw line. Didn't get to the line that much, but that's typical of a Harding team who's going to take those outside shots, and they had 25 boards, 7 of them on the offensive glass. A couple of individual numbers to run down for you, starting first for Harding, as they were led by Ramiro Santiago. He did have a good game in 38 minutes of action, went 9 of 12 from the floor. He was 2 of 4 at the free throw line, and he finished the game with 22 points. He was joined by teammates Harvey and West, who both had 16, and there was 8 points from Davis Morgan. Now for Ouachita Baptist, the numbers look like this. Lawrence Nero was in the game for 19 minutes. He had 7 points. And K.D. Smith played 26 minutes, not his best shooting performance, 3 of 10 from the floor. He had 9 points. 17 from Bankston to lead the way for the Tigers. Kane had 8. Stanley had 12. And, again, we're going to check all these numbers before the next game to make sure, because we had a few live stats issues. But it looks like it was a really well-balanced attack. Street had 6. Scariolo 9. Hall was 6. And 4 from Williams-Dunn. And so everybody that got in the game for Ouachita able to find the scoreboard. Well, that's going to do it for our first broadcast back here at home, and we have been so glad to be back with you. Goodness, it's been a long time. 11 months since we had a Ouachita basketball game here at Bill Vining Arena, going back to mid to late February. So it's fun to be back. We hope to be back some more as well. Lord willing, we will be. Special thanks to all of our students from the communications department here at Ouachita who helped make this possible, and of course to Chris Babb as well for all of his work back in the truck. I'm Michael Westbrook. The final score, 78-74. Ouachita defeats Harding. So long, everybody, from Bill Vining Arena.